course, I mean, I'm sure you've been seeing a lot of these videos on YouTube right now, where they be talking about the new ability, Mark for Death, which you get from rank 6 of the Helmet Chrysalis system. So I'm sure you've seen it on the Ash, the Excalibur, and the basic stuff that all the other main YouTubers go on. This wanted to show you how this works on this build, namely for not just the Scared Jati, but the stance Blind Justice. This one here, the reverse grip stance. Now, of course, now my build here really is nothing too serious. So whatever comes with, once you've done the sacrifice quest, you're gonna have these two. This. Nothing serious, not basic damage, right? And on top of that, we're gonna have the Mark for Death. That is where the damage comes from. So I've modded it up like this to have 236% damage. The duration at the moment, nothing really else matters in this case except for the damage, which gets our Mark for Death up to doing 118% damage to everybody in the vicinity. Right. Basically every low level content that you're going to be coming across, I just went and put against these little guys here, the crewmen, the lancers, the usual guys that you always come across. If we have swarms of them, oh yeah, I also set it up at level 45, so that's low level. Just want to show you how this works. Mark this guy for death. The combo I'm going to use is the forward block combo. So on PlayStation, that is holding L2, moving forward and swiping. And then amount of damage that went through there, just from this guy, got him down to that. That's just a single swipe, a normal small swipe. If I were to, let's try a different character. Simulate. Let's say I were to use the one on the outside. You mark this guy over here who doesn't have armor. It is a lot more effective that way. So obviously with the guy with the armor, does lots of damage still, but what's carried over is not anything as significant as doing it to someone who does not have armor. So if you want to obviously do more damage or get more out of the mod, target people with no armor. Just to show you again. But then again, this is all low level, as I said. With armor, only Mark for Death. Okay, I guess maybe I just didn't connect properly. So that just, I assume, just killed everybody there. That's level 100 and not level 140, level 45 enemies there. Let's just try ramping it up a bit to 55. Like I say again, low level content. Killed him, but did almost nothing to everyone else around, which is not what we're looking for. Everybody in the straight line though was annihilated there though. Let me target shield guy. much more effective, except for these two. Don't understand how this guy died, but he stayed alive, and he stayed alive. One more time. Much better this time. So I guess it depends really, now that I'm thinking about it, on the critical chance. When the crit gets carried over, how much crit does the skill that you have? 66. So yeah, when the crit does take over, it does tons, and I mean tons of damage. Let's try ramping it up some more. Let's say for example level 65. That's where I believe it starts to get a little bit tricky for some people. Everybody with armor was basically heavily injured, and then everyone else with the shield was not hurt this time. Let's try targeting the shield guy now. Half. But then everyone else definitely is dead. And of course now to show you why I have Savage Silence here. We already know how that works. Savage Silence increases the finisher damage by 300% basic, but with my power strength got that up to 808%. Reduce the duration heavily here, only because I know that I'm going to be casting it a lot, because when you have a long duration on it, the enemies, they get dazed for a bit. So oops. Let's summon. The dizzy time, this one where they get dizzy, that is always consistent, no matter how much range I have, how much duration I have. And that is dependent on how, that one is not dependent on time. What's dependent on time is the duration as to how long this ability lasts. So they're susceptible to finishes for the 3 seconds. After that, not even. It's susceptible during this time. So as soon as they all get their consciousness back, they're no longer susceptible to finishes. So if I have a finisher, or rather if my ability is longer than that, I cannot go around chaining my finisher damage for each and every one of them. So it's better for me to actually reduce the number of enemies. Reduce the number of time I have on my ability, sorry. Wow, I'm out of it. So that I can just do that. So now with having that work in conjunction with Mark for Death, this should kill everybody. And then the ability, and then finisher. Annihilate everyone as expected, because it all took 808% added damage. So this is the part that's really should be showed off, I guess. Let's skip a few levels. Again, just the fodder enemies, if you will. Mark him. Savage Silence. Everyone. Here's where the ability really does well for Banshee. If you find a swarm of enemies, this is where she shines. Now for level 100, that should be fine. Simulate. Mark for death. Savage Silence. Finish. Just those two abilities alone. Let's try ramping it up even higher. Of course, this is in a controlled environment, so not always will you have people that close to one another, but it works very well. It just keeps annihilating. No one really stands a chance here. And that was level 150. So to as high as I can get this, which is 170. Mark for death, Savage Silence, Finisher. And of course, whoever does survive won't be able to do anything to me for that brief moment because of the passive that Scare Jati has, where it makes me invisible. So if I have enough energy, or someone that I didn't see were to walk into the room, they wouldn't be able to target me because I would be invisible at that moment. But let's clear that up and add a few more people. Let's see, no difference, so we'll have 2 of them, 2 of them, like usually the proportion that you would see them coming in with. That is 5. 5 of them. Corrupted crewman. 5, and corrupted lancer. The remaining 5, I believe that's 20, 15, 19, 20. Cool. Of course, with the nullifier there he is. It should be difficult to kill anybody underneath that region there. They're all not susceptible to this. So everybody who was around the nullifier here just died. But now, to really put this to the test, clear the list. The usual 20 corrupted heavy gunners. Mark for death, Savage Silence, Finisher. Nobody stands a chance against this combo. Do I have... I should have the captains. Oh, they'll probably go by a different name. Oof. But he's no, I don't think that's definitely much worse though. Look at them. They have 1,400 armor, so of course now it's gonna be too easy there. Just clear that. Where is the guy? It's got more flesh than the armor, so that won't do much for us. Okay, let's take a look at that. Gokstad officer, there we go. That's the one I was looking for. GOK. I believe they have more collective EHP. Fantastic. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Or am I mistaken actually? Maybe not by that much, but yes. This combo just works. It just works. Mark for death, savage silence, and then you just use your finisher. Of course, if you want to try it with the more range or more duration, just to show you. If I were to take this off and in place of this one I would put for more duration. Add more duration. Just to see how that would look. So basically in an open setting, if I were to come across them, that would work, but once that runs out, I cannot recast my third ability, so I'll be forced to take cover while they're all shooting at me, waiting for this ability to end. And then once it does end, so I can come back out, mark for death, and then do the job. This is the reason why, especially for this build, why I chose to do that by reducing the duration significantly. Where is it? Streamline, streamline, streamline. So here, mark for death. So even if I were to cast it here, and then I rush in, oop, they're ready, I can just cast it immediately again. So it works in my advantage to have it as at a lower duration, just so I can keep doing that. One more time. Rush. Oops, I'm running out of time. Get close again. Done. So that is Mark for Death, the new ability, helmet ability, exclusive to the helmet, unique to the helmet, no Warframe, on Banshee.